Well, hey guys, here we are. Long Haul Larry, Big Blue. It is September 3rd, 2018. I have no idea what the time is. It is probably around noon, 11:30, something like that. But I am back. Just grabbed Big Blue. I really don't know what was done. I was told that the head was not replaced. I was told that they believe that it's an injector cup. I don't know. That's all I was told. That when I ran up here, take it over to the Kenworth place. That's the news that I got. And I kind of talked to them a little bit about it, and they said that this is kind of a cost-effective way when somebody doesn't have a warranty and stuff. And I said, well, the truck has a warranty. And they said, yeah, I know. But they said they kind of have a feeling maybe the head is not cracked from the test they ran on it. And so they did this, and they're gonna see what happens. Some kind of extended rings or something inside the injector cups, and that is kind of a fix that they can do for it. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on the coolant and see what happens. Also had a couple oil leaks. I did notice that the steering pump, where it bolted on the motor, it was kind of leaking a little bit. It was nothing major. It wasn't like a drip or anything, but it was just kind of leaking around where the gasket, where the pump bolts onto the block. And I mentioned to them and asked them if they would please take care of that. So they did. I saw that they cleaned that all up, put a new gasket in it, some gasket material in there, and cleaned that up. So that's all done. There was another oil leak that was on the back of the motor, and they were thinking maybe it was a valve cover leaking, but then I guess they did some checking around and found out that it wasn't a valve cover, that it's some kind of cover or rear seal, the main seal, on the back of the engine. And I guess they put dye in the oil, and then they tested it or whatever, and I guess they found oil on the flywheel. So I don't know what happened from that. We will find out. But I was told to run it in there on empty so they could clear the tanks out and get it all, get the tanks all cleaned out, get all that antifreeze out of there. But they didn't stick any fuel back in. The needle is like all the way on the bottom. So there's this little truck stop over here, and I'm gonna actually have to just pay for this, and boss man can reimburse me. So I'm just gonna throw a little bit of fuel in there to get me down the road. Alright guys, we got ourselves some fuel. I just threw like 78 gallons in one tank. I figure that'll get me down to the pickup, and I should be able to get down to like Beloit to the Pilot, where it's a lot cheaper. And I didn't have to pay for it either, because they accept Fleet 1 here, so. So yes, I'm back. I know I've been getting a lot of emails and everything else. Where are you? Where are the videos? Blah, blah, blah. All that stuff. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I went over recording. But, I was planning on doing all this stuff and kind of doing these videos and blah, blah, blah and everything. And I wasn't going to do a whole ton of lot, but I was going to do like 1 or 2 or something, you know, like getting ready and stuff. And the thing is it was a lot of work, guys. It was just a lot, you know. I thought I would have a lot of time that I could sit around and in a motel, you know, at night and everything and do things, and it just didn't happen. Basically, I was just running the whole time I was there, trying to do errands, you know, for my daughter to make things easier, try to take care of a few things, and her new in-laws, you know, trying to lessen the burden on everybody else because they've been over there doing this for a while. So I tried to just help out as much as possible, and I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. The wedding and stuff, I'm not gonna show any videos from that. This vlog is about me and my trucking and stuff like that and things I do, and it has nothing to do with my daughter, and that's a little private, so not gonna be showing that. But I can tell you right now, it went off very beautiful. It was an all-around just great wedding. Everything worked out very well. The reception was awesome. Got to walk my first daughter down the aisle. And it was everything I could do to hold it together. And the reception, you know, the food was great. Couldn't say nothing bad about anything. It was just all great. Got to do father-daughter dance. And my mother and father, well, my mother, I have never in my life seen my mother or father dance, ever. And my mother was out dancing to That Funky White Boy. I don't know what the real title of the song is, but that's what, you know, That Funky White. My mother was out there dancing, and they had like a whole circle out there and stuff, and she was in the middle dancing. It was just hilarious. It was fun. And then they had you know, the single girls, the single guys, and you know, all these different things like this. And the last was married couples. And they went up and started this whole dance, and I kept trying to talk my mom and my dad to go out and do this. And my mom was all like, "No, your dad's a little busy. No, he might fall down." I don't know who, and I was like, okay, and I left, and I went outside, and then my sister-in-law came out with a video. Somebody talked them into coming up, and they went up and did this dance, and during the dance, what they did is, my daughter and her new husband, they made up these kind of roles for the dance, I think, or something, and the first one, as they started dancing, and they said, okay, whoever's been married less than 24 hours, you're out. Or something, so everybody was like, boo! And so they stepped out, and it was like a whole contest thing or something, and he kept calling out things, and my parents actually went out and danced. I've never seen that. And I was actually outside, but I got to see a video of it. Wish I would have been in there. And I guess what it was to end up the people, they kept calling off how many years you were married, and my parents, they just had their 66th wedding anniversary. And so they were the longest married couple there. So they won the dance off, I guess. It was pretty funny. It was really good. It was a really good time. Really enjoyable. There was one little hiccup during the reception. One of the bridesmaids was outside and a little bit too much to drink. And she put her foot up. She had a pair of sandals on, and she put her foot up on this little ledge. It was like made out of bricks. And she put her foot up on it, and the brick tipped off. And her foot went down on the ground, and then the brick fell right on top of one of her little toes and sliced it open. And there was a little drama for a few minutes, but about an hour later, they had two chairs out in the middle of the dance floor, and they had her in there, and they were all dancing around her and had her foot all packed with ice. And so the show went on. Everything was good. So we're back to trucking again. I have to head down to the farm, and I don't have any mics set up, so if the sound is not great, I'm sorry. I just threw a camera in the window quick. So I gotta head down to the farm and hook up to the trailer, and we are heading down to Whitewater, Wisconsin to pick up a load of probably eggs, because I'm going to an egg farm. And that is going to be heading off to Clarksville, Arkansas, delivering to a Walmart on Wednesday. So to tell you the truth, I don't know really how much driving I'm going to get done today. I'm pretty tuckered out, guys. I'm pretty worn down. I was thinking last night, why am I coming back to work today? But this keeps me on my schedule, so it's all good. And it kind of works out too, because the appointment's not till 3 p.m. on Wednesday, so I got tons of time to get there. So, not worried about that. So, we'll see. I may just take a nap. Run her down there, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know why this Toyota is like driving half off the road there. But it was a good time. Very emotional for me. There is a couple things that get me worked up. And my daughters are the major ones. Something goes on with my daughters. I'm very protective of them. They get me worked up. I just can't help it. I think I cried more than the bride did. So, we'll catch you guys at the farm. See ya. Hey guys, we're almost out to the farm here to pick up the trailer. Got a little bit of raindrops falling, nothing major. Gotta be real quick here at the farm. I'll probably just throw my suit in the house and just leave everything else. And hook up the trailer and get the hell out of there. I gotta get down to Whitewater by 3 p.m. and it is 1. So it'll take me an hour to get to Milwaukee and another 40 minutes or so to get to Whitewater, so gotta keep it moving. And I'm a little tired. I said I'm tired. I could also use a shower. I'm actually still wearing undershirt from my suit last night. And there's the trailer. Right where I left it. Alrighty, I'm just gonna do a real quick hookup and I'm out of here. Well, there we go, guys. We are hooked up, ready to go. Got the trailer pre-cooling. And away we go. Still don't think they've cut that tree down on that road. Cut that tree up. Looks like there's a tree laying across the road. Right there was Ottery. Oh, it looks like they did. They moved it off the road. You can see the roof of that building. It's just demolished. It's done. Oh, they're still cleaning stuff up from inside. There's people all over there. Guess I could downshift a little bit. Lots of limbs, piles of limbs. It really went through that little area right there. Well, one thing is they got a lot of, look at up here on the left. I really took those trees out. One thing is they got a lot of firewood now. Gotta look on the bright side, I guess. And there's a mink farm on the right. Pages Mink Farm. I actually, when I was independent, once in a while I'd grab a load. And what I'd do is I would get these loads and I would go to a cheese factory around here or something. And they'd have cheese that was past its date, that it could be sold or whatever. And I would go in there and pick up 40,000 pounds of cheese that was outdated. And I would haul it off to someplace, to a mink farm, all over Wisconsin and Illinois. And I'd haul this in. It was a big thing when the mink were birthing. The farmer said they would like to feed them cheese, so that helps them with their milk producing or whatever for their babies. And I would bring in this cheese. Some of it would be all moldy and everything else. And they didn't care. It's all good stuff for the mink. And bring it in there, and they would have these big machines that would, they got a stack of firewood back there. That would chew it all up into little pieces, and then they would mix other stuff in with it. And it was like almost like a bush when they got done, and they'd have it on these little self-driven carts, and they just drive down through those little barns. It's a little conveyor belt, and it would just shoot it out, put it in little troughs, and the mink would come running and eat that up. I've also hauled chicken, pig parts back to Wisconsin from like the East Coast. Going to these places would be like all the, you know, the waste product, you know, from after butcher stuff, and they would put in these big tubs, you know, the feet, the heads and all that stuff or whatever, and they would put it all in there, and they would mix that all up same way, feed it to those mink. I think I've said it before, this is Timlin Trucking here on the left. They used to have all their trucks running out of here, and their shop used to be the pole barn back there. The house is actually not the main house, but the little one back over there is actually still their office. They still do their dispatching out of there. But they have built themselves a shop and a lot in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. So that's where all the guys park their trucks now and stuff. I had two brothers that drove from Timlin when they were there. Back then, most of the time what they did was they hauled steel, big steel rolls out of like Gary, Indiana, and they'd come up here, up north, deliver these big steel rolls. I used to ride with them. They both drove cab overs. Well, I think I'll let you guys go. Well, here we are, guys. S&R Egg Farm. Whoa. What is this? Automatic wash? Really? Okay. Well, hey guys, here we are. We are loaded up. And it doesn't give us a weight, but I don't think it's that heavy. It's only just over half a load, so there's really not too much in there. It's only like 7, maybe 1,100 cases of eggs. And like I said, these are heading to Clarksville, Arkansas. Yep, Clarksville, Arkansas. And going to a grocery warehouse there for Walmart. So there we go. So we'll start heading out and head in that there direction. Let's see how many miles we got. Alright, well, we got it all punched in here, and it looks like the best route's going to be going to St. Louis and running 44 over to Springfield and then cutting down 65. And that's the way it's looking. So that's the way we'll go. It's telling me 12 hours and 31 minutes. 720 miles. So to tell you the truth, I am probably gonna do like maybe like 3-4 hours. I think that's about all I'm gonna be able to handle. I'm pretty tired. I don't know. To tell you the truth, I could just shut down now. I really could. I could just, well. Actually, I think I might do that. I don't know. We'll see. No, I think I'll run a few hours. But I think I'll do is run about 3 hours out, and that'll put me down underneath 10 hours left to drive. And then I'll shut her down, give me a full night of sleep, and get up. It probably will be like 5 in the morning. I'll get up and run her all down there and everything, and get in there like probably about 4 or 5 tomorrow evening, and then I'll just be shut down sitting there waiting for my appointment. That's Walmart. So I'm gonna let you guys go. As you can see, still got on my undershirt from my suit last night. Kind of took off out of there and really didn't change out or nothing. So I'm actually dressed up like most of the guys out here. Got tennis shoes. I actually got sweatpants on because it was the most comfortable thing. I just grabbed it, slipped that on, and drove home. So I'll probably run on down, find me a nice pilot someplace or something like that, and grab me a shower and go to sleep. So I hope everyone is having themselves a great day, great night when you're watching this here video. And if you are not, we certainly could change that. Just try it all over again tomorrow. I'll talk to you later. Bye.